they were wrong. The results of our experiment were almost identical to the original. Over 50% of participants continued up to 450 volts. The majority of people will administer lethal electric shocks just because a guy in a white coat is telling them to.
450 volts.
450 volts.
450 volts.
450.
So after the results of the Milgram experiment, I've now chosen my 4 subjects that will go forward for the heist. Phil was impressively resourceful when he was caught stealing sweets, and held in his anguish during the Milgram than Defy the Scientist. I did want to include a woman in the group. Jen was the only subject to take a long time to recover after the Milgram experiment, so I felt I shouldn't use her. Veronica didn't steal from the shop, so that left Vicky. Of all the subjects, she was the only one to have known the original Milgram experiment and call a halt to her involvement in it.
Can I just say, I can't do this because I've heard of this experiment before.
So I think she'll be quite interesting to use, although I don't know if she'll actually take the bait or not. Ali stole most from the shop, seems to be highly responsive, most outgoing, and seemed most happy to continue the experiment until he was stopped.
Well, shouldn't it have made more notches on the thing?
I'm sorry.
Danny stopped the experiment, but in such an outspoken way that I suspected he would have real strength of character to bring out.
It's not even reacting anymore.
So this now brings them all up to yesterday afternoon, and there are a couple more pieces of the jigsaw puzzle I need to put into place. The motivated state in itself isn't quite enough, so I need to turn it a little more aggressive for them, but without ringing any alarm bells. So I have them create a feeling of aggression and attach it to the trigger of a squeezed fist. You take hold of it in that hand and you anchor it to that feeling of that hand just there squeezing as you take all that aggression. As you move that around and around inside of you, as it doubles and triples and moves around inside of you, building up that feeling of... Then I have them trigger off the motivated state by rubbing the leg at the same time to combine both states together. You are linking these powerfully and inextricably together. Good. And They try this a couple of times and are now able to tap into a darker state, and they still feel this is entirely for their benefit. This is your most powerful state that you as a human being can achieve. That's what it does. That's what the music does. That's what the words do. That's what that green intensity does. All of those things that are triggering this off, that's what you get. How's that?
Mental.
Good. Before the heist itself, one last piece of the puzzle. They need to believe they have it within them to overpower a security guard and to know what to say and how to say it without thinking about it. So without ever mentioning security guards, I teach them an esoteric martial arts exercise where a person can be pushed over using the power of chi. You two are going to find yourself being pushed over, knocked backwards, being forced off your feet. This will serve as a powerful experience for them, a resource for them to draw from tomorrow when they come across our security guard in the city. Vicky and Phil, what you're going to do is, when I tell you to, you're going to start to create that state inside of yourself, and you build it to a peak. When you reach that peak, the only instruction I want you to give are just the words down on the floor. Just those words alone, they're going to carry the full weight of that emotional state that's behind it. Okay, just do it now, just get into that state. Just start to build it up inside of you now. When you feel it peak, just say those words down on the floor now, that's all you say, and you keep it focused and you push those two back. Danny and Ali, try not to let it push you over. Keep pushing back against it. Just pushing.
Down on the floor.
Now, of course, it's not chi or energy at all. In reality, the person expecting to fall over succumbs to the suggestion and topples off balance. But the people apparently pushing come to believe that they have a powerful and invincible state to tap into.
Down on the floor.
That's what I want them to believe.
I felt very tense. It was almost as if I could physically push him without actually touching him.
Saying down on the floor was like passing the energy across. Like throwing something at them.
What I felt was just this sort of invisible energy, you know, it just sort of crashed against my chest.
You followed every aspect of the persuasion process from the last couple of weeks. A certain phrase, a certain colour, a certain piece of music have been used to induce a state of wanton recklessness and aggression and a just-do-it attitude. Other factors also support the process. The titles on the screen and the language used at the seminar. The supposedly subliminal CDs which left them feeling malleable. The toy plastic gun which romanticises the idea of a criminal. The green security van. The animosity felt towards a security man in a green uniform already, who happened to be wearing the same badge as our guard in the street. Finally, the oil painting of a security van hidden on the wall at the seminar.
Can you feel it? Tell me, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you see what's going down? You feel it in your bones. Can you feel it?
Everything should now be in place. So if you missed the start of the show, this is Gresham Street in the City of London. The Bank of England is just down there. We have a fake security van, a fake security guard, and £100,000 of real money. There are 15 cameras watching this area. We have no idea what's going to happen or if anything's going to happen, but we just hope to cover it as best as we can. You have followed every aspect of the persuasion process so far. Nothing has been added or taken away. It is the linking of certain emotional states to certain triggers, piece of music, colour, certain words and so on. Our participants have no idea that they're going to be filmed or that anything has been set up, and we don't know what they're going to do. This is nothing we've been able to rehearse, and if it doesn't work, we will just show it to you not working 4 times in a row. There's really no way of knowing. This whole area has been cordoned off from the public and is being supervised by the police. Our 4 subjects have been told to expect a phone call and that they'll have to travel into the City of London for a final motivational session. Hey, how you doing? It's Derren. Hello. Just about to pick you up. There's a car just around the corner that's going to come and get you, so if you can grab your stuff, and I will see you in a bit. I think the car's going to drop you just down the road, so you've got to walk up the last bit by yourself. As with every day, you know, as I say time and time again, this is about every day finding some opportunity to experience something that makes you feel great and exhilarated, yeah? So make that decision to steal yourself and grab the opportunity to make all this work really, really pay off. It's just about standing in the face of security in life, isn't it, and making it do what you want it to do. Because ultimately, I suppose all of this is about you knowing that you're the one with the weapon of absolute pointed, aggressive, unquestioning power. They're also told to bring with them their toy guns that they were given at the seminar. All of our cameras and crew are well hidden. None can be seen by our 4 subjects.
Targets in zone 1. All cameras locked in position. Stand by car.
Now remember that 2 weeks ago Victoria was an ordinary businesswoman, a press officer at a motivational seminar.
Go trigger music in the car. Get it really loud, over. Security guard. Time, Mark, take your time. Plan, keep waiting.
Now help me.
I think she get on the floor.
Don't shoot. Don't shoot.
On the floor.
Target has been dropped to the corner of Gresham Street. Targets in zone 1.